Back again, it's your boy, the Composer K Hood, with a green game review, the reviews you can roll up and blow to. So, this is a great game right here. We got the DLC to Horizon Forbidden West. If you ain't played the first game, you need to play that now. You can't even jump into this without having an end game save. Now, this game is a beast. This is one of my favorite games. I love the story. It's just a beautiful world, and it is pretty darn cool to get a DLC a year after it released. In this video, I'm going to be fighting a new machine, and you'll also see a new weapon. Unfortunately, there isn't very many of them, but as I stated, this DLC came out a year after the game came out, so I'm really just here for a fire story and some more of this gameplay. Now, the first thing I realized when I was playing this game, it's not in this video, but it's pretty ugly. When you first load up the game in the first little mission when you're flying in on the Skywing, there is a lot of popping, and it had me a little worrisome that this was going to be the whole game since this is a PS5 exclusive. I was expecting a little bit more, and that kind of scared me. Fortunately, it was really just in the opening scenes. I don't know why. Like, they wanted to start with a bad impression, but for the rest of the game, there are far draw distances. They use fog in a clever way to mask some of the draw distances, but it's pretty cool. Now, with saying that, the game still looks amazing. It has its own art style. After that opening cutscene, I'm looking at it like, man, why does this look better than the original game? Oh yeah, it's a PS5 exclusive, so I had an unbiased opinion to the graphics, which was pretty cool. I had to remind myself of why the graphics look so much better than the original base game. Now, my favorite thing about this game is you do get a companion characters. I am big on companion characters, and I feel like it was one of the biggest innovations from the PS4 era, actually coming at the end of the PS3 era with The Last of Us, where you have two characters where you can kind of control, or the other character is your ally. Now, there was one DLC with the original game Horizon, and honestly, I wasn't feeling it. I like my stories to advance, and all that DLC did was add more machines. I wasn't really for that, and I was really scared about this one since they didn't do much publicity on it. I thought I was going to get hit with the same things, and it is definitely not the case. You get 7 to 9 hours of gameplay, 16 hours with the side missions, and the story is fresh in multiple ways, and it's good to see Lance Reddick for probably the last time. Hopefully they got some lines for him for the sequel, because it was really sad when I saw him in the opening sequence, knowing that we probably might not see him again, or they might have to write him off. Another cool thing is on the base game of Horizon Forbidden West, you get a Skywing at the end of the game, and it's one of the coolest little surprises because the game keeps you guessing on what's going to happen next, and that's a really cool surprise, but it comes at the end of the game. This game has a lot more of that. On top of that, there is a machine that can fly and go underwater, which is really cool since probably the worst part of the game was the water travel. It was really cool at first, but then some of the missions got boring, so that was also a really good implementation. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this game, and it's not just the DLC, but it's the game, I'm not much for picking up loot. I like to keep the things moving. I really wish there was a quick loot button where you could just walk up to something and it just puts it in your inventory. I guarantee somewhere down the road they'll probably add it in as a feature on an update, but we'll have to see. Now, with this game, I'll be adding a category. I'll add the DLC rating, and for DLC, man, this is a 5. They charged $20 to the point where it was scary. It reminded me when 2K released all those games for $20 back in the day, and it's like the price is so low, it makes the consumer think it might not be good, and it kind of backfires. But this game is fire. This is one of the best $20 games or add-ons or anything that I've ever played, and it's damn near one of the best DLCs ever made. I wouldn't say it's as good as the DLCs from GTA 4, maybe a couple other DLCs, but it's up there, and I'm really feeling it. Now, as far as a tree smoker game, I'll give it a 4. Since there's a looting system that can get tedious, and some people don't necessarily like the RPG where you have to go through the spinning wheel, pick which weapon you're going to use and keep going. I personally like it because it helps out my lizard brain of like, oh, let me do this, let me do that really quick, and it gives me a lot of decisions. But some smokers, they like to chill and they're not really for that. Now for the overall, I will give this a 5 because the story is fire. It adds to the story in unique ways. The visuals are even better than the base game. The audio is still awesome, especially if you have surround sound or things like that. The cling of your arrows and the sounds of the machines when they're falling, or the sounds of the machines when you hit them with acid or some type of attack is awesome, and it's damn near second to none. So is the gameplay, and as I stated before, man, this is about as good as the value of money you're gonna get. $20 for a DLC, this is nice right here. Next, we got the Jedi sequel, and that's gonna be my next video. So until then, smoke a long blunt, and I'll see you at the end of it next time. Peace.
Feeling better.